Hello, Ineffable Being. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful, magical day. I want to tell you that you are a genius, you are special, you mean the world, and you are loved. Ineffable Beings, today we're getting into the second to last episode on the series of the results of living through the heart. In this series, I am sharing with you my perspective, how different dimensions of my life have been impacted by opening myself up to this dimension of life. In today's video, we're going to talk about ineffability. We're going to talk about a word that I use to open up almost every video that I create. Ineffable. Ineffable can be used as a noun, an adverb, and it's just really quite amazing. But before I just get lost into a passion for it, let me tell you the dictionary definition. There's two. One of them, it means to not be uttered and or too great or extreme to be described in words. So I like to associate the context that I use it in is the latter, too great or grand to be described in words. So why do I open up with this? Hello, Ineffable Being. Because human life is really quite phenomenal. We don't understand a blade of grass in its entirety. We don't understand a single atom in its entirety. We know how to manipulate a couple things and we know how to use everything on the planet, but we do not know a damn thing about anything. So the human life, far less. We look at a cell and we can, dive into the nucleus, into the atoms and so forth, and we just end up finding empty space. So we are ineffable because we are so grand that we really can't be described in a couple words. Every aspect of life, except the human being, has a roof and has a floor. Within this, life grows. An apple tree, an oak tree, is just simply trying to be an oak tree. And life has given everything except the human being these limits in which they can live their life. Well, for the human being, there are no limits. For this reason, I say, you are an ineffable being. And where did this come from? Well, quite frankly, this came in the second part of my journey because it was after I started sharing public videos, after my master classes, and not too far in the past, probably 3 months ago, where the universe brought me this word. And quite frankly, I love to find, synchronicities. I like to find when my physical world, whether it be people or signs or posters or memes or music and movies that identify my experience that I am living. And this word ineffable really does a really fine job in describing a life of taking charge of your emotions, of taking charge of your heart, of your platform. So I kind of got a little bit ahead of myself, but let me tell you how I define what it means to live through the heart. I define living through the heart as affecting your biochemistry consciously. Living through the heart means internal, conscious activity. And why am I so passionate about this? Well, because living through the heart, you can create the experience in your interior that will allow you to create in life the actions you must to result in the dream life that you want. And it allows you to be freed from the memories and traumas of the past and anxieties and worries and fears of the future. So, why ineffable? Well, quite frankly, and it's more humbling than anything, but there's not much words to describe your experience of life when you have calibrated and tweaked your interior into such a way that you are freed from the memories and traumas of the past, and you don't have worries or fears and insecurities of the future. In this ineffable space, you have the energy to forgive. You have the energy to love unconditionally and indiscriminately. You have the energy, the excess energy, to create in your physical world the actions to result in the things that you must. This is why I say This is why in my community we say ineffable family. This is why I am an ineffable being and why you are too. Because life experience, nothing can really define you other than you. But of course, if you decide not to define yourself, then life will define you. And this is where we get into race, culture, dogmas, religion, whatever box you want to put yourself into. There is no box. But there are many boxes if you decide to not make and create your own box. This is an infinite universe where you can be and experience whatever you wish to experience. And I believe wholeheartedly that for the human being that understands that the the experience of life rises within you, the human being that understands this, well, they have two options. They can create an experience of positiveness, of love, and good biochemistry and emotions, or they can find and create emotions, energy, that are going to downregulate their genes and worsen their body and their mental states. So, for the human being that knows that the human experience is within, it's obvious, right? Is it joy or misery that they will create? I believe the answer is really obvious. And if you decide to take charge of your platform, that is your emotions, your thoughts, your energy, and your body, and you decide to move them in the direction that are going to benefit you today in the present moment and tomorrow, you will step into this magical space that I call an ineffable life. Because your experience will be so grand. There will be so much gratitude that you will have for all of the existence and for yourself that you're not going to have words to really describe it. And this is why the solution in this case is, say, ineffable. Because it is too grand to be described in words. Ineffable beings, we have just one more topic in this 8-part series of my results of living through the heart. And I share with you that the purpose of me sharing this series is to ignite an interest inside of yourself to start wanting to take charge of your instrument, to want to take charge of your platform, that is your thoughts, emotions, energy, and body, to ignite an interest of what are the possibilities if you don't fear yourself and your power. I hope that you stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. Please put down in the comments what topics would you like for me to cover in the future if you're receiving value in this content, and also put in the comments if you are not receiving value from this topic, this content, and if it was a waste of your time. Please stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. Give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and share. I hope to see you in the side of light.